What is up, guys? No Need here, bringing you another custom character customization. Like I said, too much custom all on the same damn name. But this time it's on a female. I got a few requests for it, and I said, hey, why not? I didn't really dive into this. Now, in my personal opinion on Heritage, the only decent mom is Sophia. So if you want an attractive woman, I do recommend going with Sophia. The men kind of make a little bit of a difference, not too much. But going off, say, good looking, I would actually pick Claude. I think I picked Claude and Sophia for the male too. Just a couple of the better looking characters in Heritage. Now starting with the brow, going through it. Now, what I realized is you want to turn it to the side, hold R1, and you can actually go through there and see where her brow actually sticks out, because you don't want her to look too, what is it, too caveman-y? I think that's a word. I'm going to make that a word. Caveman-y. Eyes, I left them standard. Nose, and I actually ended up going back through it and giving her a little bit more of an arch in her nose. And I think that looks really cute for a side profile. I understand I'm a guy, so what? I mean, the females are probably gonna get mad at me, like, oh, that's ugly. I'm just giving you my personal opinion of what in the game is allowing me a girl to look like. So forgive me. I gave her some larger lips. I messed with her jaw a little bit, made it less manly and a little bit more feminine. And then I couldn't decide on chin profile to give her like oh no, I would definitely wanted to give her a chin. I didn't want her to not have one. It was the roundness of it, square, round, pointy. I wasn't 100% sure about that. I think I ended up going with a round chin with her. And that actually ended up looking a little bit better. Do me a favor, guys, drop a like down below, and also if you haven't already, press that subscribe button and come back for more. Now, that was all the features you can give her out of 11, and so let's move on to appearances. Hair. Now this is the part where I definitely don't know where I should have went with this. I was like, oh, maybe I'll give her blonde hair. Oh no, maybe I'll just go back with brown, and I couldn't really decide too much on what exactly color I wanted to give her. But then I went with hairstyle, and in my personal opinion, I did not like any of these hairstyles, and I was just like, oh god, what do I do? I mean, some were decent, some were cute, but the only one I ended up actually going with is I left her hair like a lighter brown, and definitely not a fox hawk. Trust me about that. I had it a little bunched up. I forgot what it's called, but it's like a little up and a little bun, a pinup girl. There you go. I had to wait till it actually got there. I decided to go with the pinup girl. I kept her hair that color, that little lightish brownish blonde, and now it moved on to the eyebrows. Now kept these a little bit more. In my opinion, I like girls with a little bit more of an eyebrow rather than ultra lot out, where it's like an eyeliner basically aligned through her face. So basically I gave her a little bit thicker eyebrows, and then I lowered the opacity on it. I think I gave her caterpillar eyebrows, but then I lowered the opacity so they were still a lot lighter. I thought it looked good. Why not? There's a lot of different options. Skin blemishes, I actually ended up going through all of them. Measles, pimples, spots, breaking out on her face. And you know what? If you wanted a pretty girl, I technically, you're not ugly if you have pimples, but in a game, I'm not going to give her pimples because she's stuck with them, because you can't change it later on. They don't go away. So I ended up actually just going with none on this, but I did want to go through them and show you guys all the different options that you do have with it. T-zone and greasy, acne scarring, full acne scarring, and cold sores. Cold sores, if I was going to make a real prostitute, I definitely recommend the cold sores. That'd be funny. You can definitely age her too, just like you could a man. Vintage, retired, sagging, weathered, aged. I actually ended up going with none as well on that, and I just thought it would look better. I didn't want her to be a junkie either. You can make her a junkie with cold sores. Skin complexion, I actually really like the rosy cheeks. I actually ended up keeping her skin complexion with rosy cheeks, but here's everything: alcoholic, patchy, blood vessels, damaged, pale, ghostly. There's a few of them, but rosy cheeks is the best out of all of them. You can actually add moles and freckles. I actually gave her a little bit of freckles, and I lowered the opacity on them. I actually did give her the cherub, but I actually ended up going all of them just so you guys can see. I had to hire the opacity though, so you can see them all over her face. She can be fully covered. Totally up to you, and that's what GTA is allowing us to do now rather than PS3. It was horrible, horrible. You basically were stuck with heritage, and if you wanted to be fit, then you were actually fit. I didn't like that. I do wish one thing you could do is have really fat or buff or just normal people. If you can have fat people in the game, I would be a fat guy. I'd be freaking awesome running from the cops like. I just think that would be the greatest thing. You can give her skin damage. In my opinion, all the skin damage looks the same because you can barely really see it. The eye colors are really cool though in this game. The hazel is like a fiery color, and I have hazel eyes and they're not fiery; they're green. So it's kind of like what's going on there? Now makeup. There's a lot of different makeups you can go with. Now, in my opinion, it would look better maybe just with a little bit of a smoky. But you can go with Pop Princess, Blood Tears, Heavy Metal, Sorrow, Prince of Darkness. There's a lot of funny ones in here. You could be a goth, punk, or you can just have normal ones. I think I actually end up going with like a smoky black, just to give her a little bit more of an edge. And you can give her some blush. And I actually, being around women, I actually know a little bit about this. So I actually ended up giving her a little bit of an angled blush on her cheeks. It enhances what is that, cheekbones. Yeah, I know stuff. So I ended up giving her a lighter color, and something good with her complexion. Yeah, and not expecting this from a GTA gameplay, are ya? No. Now there's lipstick. There's a few different lipsticks you can go with, but there's like 38 colors, which is pretty crazy. I ended up going with just the color gloss, I believe. Yeah, color gloss. And I just didn't want the basic red. I actually went down all the way to purple, and man, purple looks crazy. Now I ended up actually coming back and going with the red one. I definitely didn't want to be goth and be black. That'd be actually pretty funny though. So I ended up going with the red one on her. Now the biggest selection I think with females compared to males is the actual clothing options that you guys get for apparel. So for flashy, we go through the whole outfits of flashy, and there are so many different ones. I think the females have like 6 different options, which is crazy. I think the guys only had like 3, which makes sense because girls wear a lot of clothes. So I mean that's cool. So there's styles like party, as you can see. Just different ones. You can look like a hooker if you want. In my opinion, you can go out on a beach in a bikini with bottoms. The one I wanted was the lifeguard. I was gonna wear the lifeguard all the time, but I didn't know if that would look weird, just me running around in the lifeguard online. You can dress smart. They have business women outfits in here as well. So if you don't want to dress like a hooker, you can actually dress nice, which is pretty cool. Sporty. Tennis, joggers, Olympian, also stretchy. You know what's funny though? I don't see any, what are they called? They're stretchy pants. You know what I'm talking about. I don't come up with a name. There's eccentric. You can have a female that's eccentric. I ended up actually going with someone, and I think it's called her a hoochie mama, or a hoochie. And I just thought that was hilarious. So I was like, no, I'm gonna be the hoochie. And I believe it was on street, so I ended up going back. There she is. That is my setup right now, the hoochie. And you can actually put a couple different hats on her. When you wear a hat, when you get in a vehicle, your hat actually comes off. So when you're driving, you don't have a hat on. And then right when you get out, it just comes back on. It's kind of weird, but it's kind of cool at the same time, because if you do have a big hat or anything, it makes sense. You wouldn't just sit in the car with it. I ended up, I don't think I put glasses on her. No, I did put glasses on her. I put the big female version glasses of her, and I thought it looked good. That hat doesn't look good with her outfit, but you know, it is what it is. And there's so many, like I said, so many different options with the females. So all the girls that are playing GTA, they can have a field day with this, and they can create whatever they want, and their females can look however they want, which is really awesome. And it's not just dedicated to guys. Now I ended up running around with her a little bit in online play, and man, She doesn't take any shit, that's for sure. Basically plays just like a man. There's no really difference in my opinion. The only difference is maybe stamina. That's why I lowered it, and her strength was crazy. She was one punching people on the boardwalk. I have video of it. Stay tuned for that. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please drop a like down below. And also, if you want to subscribe if you haven't already, that would be awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. Other than that, I'll talk to you later. Peace!